The Bulls have gone from being underdogs against Leinster to now probably being the favourites against Glasgow. And in this video, I really want to explore how Glasgow can get into the game, what is the biggest weakness for the Bulls going into this game, and how are they going to approach the game to try and minimize this. Welcome to the first of my URC final preview videos. I want to do the same for the Glasgow Warriors next time, and then I also want to take a look at both of these teams. What are some of the key strategies that they employ? Where are their strengths and their weaknesses? But I thought it would be fun to really look at the biggest weakness. What is Glasgow's biggest key for this game? When we look at the Bulls in terms of their season stats, there really aren't any glaring weaknesses that we can see. They're pretty much either average in all areas or they're really good. There really is only one area of weakness for the Bulls, and if you've been watching the Bulls the whole season, then you'll probably agree with what I'm about to say. And that weakness is the fact that they have a lot of turnovers. The Bulls have a high-risk, high-reward attacking strategy. It's really not uncommon to see them give 50-50 offloads or 50-50 kicks, or even attacking from deep within their own half. The Bulls' philosophy is that they want to score a lot of points and they want to outscore their opponents. However, this really comes with a catch because no human being is perfect, and that is that they'll make a lot of mistakes during the game as well. They've lost the ball 236 times this season, which is 11th in the competition. This has allowed their opponents on numerous times to get good attacking positions and for them to get these massive momentum swings during the game. The Bulls will frequently find themselves having a lot of attacking momentum, having a lot of control over the game, and then 30 seconds later they're defending on their own try line. The reason why this is such a big weakness for them is because counterattacks from turnover ball is highly dangerous. It's probably the most dangerous position that you can find yourself in defensively if you've turned over the ball. And the reason for that is because defenses are so disjointed and there tends to be a lot of space on the field. This is also why I believe this is a perfect opportunity for Glasgow to really cause some damage on the scoreboard. They are first for defenders beaten with 485, and they've made 183 clean breaks, which is also first. When Glasgow gets into space, they are the best in the entire competition at exploiting that. They have an extremely high conversion rate when there is chaos on the field. The Bulls simply cannot allow themselves to be turned over as much as they have during the season, and I think Jake White knows this. So if you're watching the game, I think one thing that's going to be clear is that the Bulls are going to try to play a little bit less risky this time. Where against Leinster, they really had to try and push and play some high-risk kicks, some high-risk passes, and it worked, to be fair. They needed to do that to beat Leinster. This time, I don't think that's going to happen. I think they're going to put up a lot of contestables, a lot of 50-50 kicks, but not ones that are necessarily going to put them in positions where they are vulnerable. These are going to be kicks with a lot of hang time to maybe get their wingers underneath the ball to try and contest in the air. Essentially, I think the Bulls are really going to try to make the game as structured as they possibly can. Whereas for Glasgow, I don't think that's going to be their goal. I think they're going to try to make it as messy as they can. So one area where I think they're going to really try to turn the ball over is at the breakdown. I'd say really look at the breakdown and how aggressive Glasgow is going to be there. They might even give away a lot of penalties, but I think they're going to look at that and say it's worth it with the potential chaos that could occur. Another big weakness area for the Bulls is the fact that towards the end of the game they tend to fall off. If you've been watching the last 10 games of them, you'd know that the Bulls really rampage forward during the first half, maybe even the first half of the second half, but then they kind of just slip away. And the reason for this is really that their bench isn't up to scratch. The difference between the Bulls' bench and the first choice is quite high. And this is something that Glasgow could really use to their advantage if they really focused on it. So I'd say look at the final quarter of the game and see how Glasgow changes up their tactics, how they try to be a bit more aggressive, and maybe even a bit higher intensity if they can by that point. This is shaping up to be an absolute cracker. I'll do the same for Glasgow, look at their biggest weakness before doing the big preview. So cheers guys, enjoy.